Hi Virgo, this is Amanda Nardosi. Thanks for hopping into my little plant den here. We keep it warm here, we keep it cozy. Today's reading is going to be from May 6th to May 12th. And there's also a new moon in Taurus to keep an eye out for. It's coming up May 7th. So I do have an astrology video. I do intuitive astrology. So we look at the chart, we do some channeled messages and stuff. And then we look at the houses for the EST area and then we figure out what's going on there. Always check out your favorite astrologer too, so that you can look and see how the major aspects compare with your own chart, how it affects yourself. But that being said, drop into your heart space. Let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around within you so that we can get into your reading and figure out which messages are for you, which messages are for others. I'm going to tune in as well, Virgo, and we're going to get started. Virgo collective. Holy Pentacles. I have a lot of Pentacles in your reading. Some of you could have brought financial concerns to the reading. That's understandable. We'll see what gets channeled through. You have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords, I mean, I'm hearing your journey needs rest. This is like this is the number one thing. This is the Pokemon Tarot, so I think this is Regigigas, I think is what his name is. But, you know, he sits and he waits like a statue for like 100 years. I can't remember when he comes alive or how he comes alive. It's been a while since I've dipped into the world of Pokemon. I'm more of like an original 150 Pokemon back in the 90s. So these newer ones confuse me just a little bit, but they're very pretty cards, and there is something coming through about, you know, needing rest. You don't need to wait like 100 years, like not like this Pokemon, but there is an energy of needing. Your journey needs rest. Your journey just needs rest. Just plan for rest. Like, it's important. I feel like you're not really planning for your rest, but you are feeling it. It's time to take a step back and come back with yourself. Like, Four of Swords is the energy of not only stepping back to rest, this could be just getting more sleep as well. I do feel a lot of you, like, you're very psychic. So you're psychic, or you can sense energy, and it's important that you rest, because if you don't get rest, or if you don't have time for the mind to just stop working and be in stillness, either through meditation or just by staring off into space and doing nothing, your mind needs rest, because you need to have a strong mind to do psychic work, or to just be psychic. Sometimes you need to have some type of I'm not going to say like a way to counteract it, because it's not the word choice that I want to use, and that's not really what I'm getting at. You need a strong mind to do psychic work. To do psychic work, mediumship work, if you are naturally psychic and intuitive, you may have to regulate yourself. You may have to be a little bit more strict on regulating yourself, just so that you don't find your mind running around in circles and trying to get at you. Even if you don't feel psychic, even if that message doesn't apply to you, I don't know. I feel like a lot of you are just energy sensitive, and you just need to tune into your energy and just like chill in that for a second and like reconnect. And like, I'm hearing like you need to establish better boundaries with the other side. You need to establish better boundaries with the energies around you, whether that be people that you know in your life, or whether that be, you see, when I see it, I just saw a bird, kind of just parking it very, very close to the window. And interesting. It looked like he had something caught in his beak. Not in a bad way. It looked like he just had food, but anyway, I don't know. Consider that confirmation for some of you. But there is like a boundary issue here. They want you to reconnect with yourself so that you can establish better boundaries, so you can reconnect and think, okay, well, like, you know, how did that go? You know, I do feel like, whether you know it or not, whether you hear spirits on the other side or what have you, it's just like you're feeling energies and it's icky. So you got to restore something, and you need to get your mind in a strong place in order to move forward. And because you have something coming. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this is a new financial beginning. Some of you are preparing for this new financial beginning. Some of you could have, I'm getting like there's some type of exchange. So I'm trying to tune in to see, like, you know, because sometimes Ace of Pentacles is like an influx of money in some way, whether it be through like an inheritance or something, but I don't get that it's an inheritance. They're saying it's an exchange of your time for your time and your energy for monetary gain. So this is like almost like a career thing, or you are actively selling something. But the Ace of Pentacles is a new venture. I'm hearing like it's a new job for some of you. So it could be a new job for some of you. When it's paralleled with the Queen of Pentacles, it's almost like you are, maybe you felt like you were missing the mark in the past with finances, or maybe you felt like, things weren't being met financially. But I do feel like this new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles is getting you back to where you are comfortable, because the Queen of Pentacles it's an act of comfort. It's a sign of comfort. It's a sign of being nurtured. It's a sign of being nurtured enough to do nurturing. So it's like the Queen of Pentacles have their own sector of the kingdom that they run, that they rule. And I always find the Queen of Pentacles, it's almost like you are a good judge of your space and your time and energy. Some of you might have to go through and sage or Palo Santo or jasmine, like whatever you do to like clear out the area, even if it's like singing bowls or just going through and meditating in each room to clear it out with Reiki symbols. I've heard Reiki symbols is a good way. I'm getting something about clearing out your space. It's almost like you were the queen or the king, or just like the ruler of your energy, of your space. And it's almost like you're coming back to that and able to take care of that a little bit better too. I do feel like financial stability and financial abundance, I do feel like that is important for your mental health. And I see something being restored through this new opportunity. Something in your life is coming more balanced, and it's almost like you feel more rejuvenated because you have it, right? So you have the Seven of Pentacles and you have the Ten of Cups. So the Seven of Pentacles, there's a lot of tasty options. So interestingly enough, Seven of Cups is usually what I interpret as having options. With the Seven of Pentacles in this deck, this one is talking about options. So it's like you have different options. You have different ways of moving forward. If you haven't chosen this new beginning yet, or if you haven't chosen this new job or what have you, you have options. You have a lot of different ways to get there. But either way, it's taking you to it's taking you on the path of emotional fulfillment, or a little bit more of an emotional balance, because the Ten of Cups is where everyone wants to be. It is the overflowing emotional abundance. Don't expect this new job or this new position or this new influx of money to answer all of your problems. This is something like, sometimes happiness isn't in the thing that we work towards. Sometimes it's not, like sometimes our career, our path, like it's not our purpose. And sometimes we have to take on things in the interim in order to meet our goals later. And that's okay. Like, it's not always going to look great. We're not always going to be 100% aligned with the things that we do. But I can't help but feel like this next step, I'm hearing like you're on the road that you choose. And this is your power. So this is where you get your power, because you've chosen your path. And I feel like there are many paths for you. Like if you're questioning, oh, but I don't know I don't know. I hear you asking your guides, like, which path is right for me? What's going to make me feel good? The path that's going to make you feel good is the one that you choose. So trust yourself a little bit more. It's not like this other thing is going to find you the answers. It is going to be through the sheer confidence that you chose it, and it is a mindset. And I can't help but feel like if you're, I just feel like the energy I'm connecting with, it's like you're not really expecting this job or whatever to make you happy. Like, you know, it has to come from within, and you know that even if this is like a temporary step, regardless, it's a step in the right direction, because it is adding financial stability to your life that will add some type of emotional peace and help get you to where you want to go, even if this isn't like a long-term thing. So and some of you, it could be something you're very excited about, like this new job, this new career prospect. You're like, oh my gosh, like I love this. I can't wait to do this. Like, again, like your purpose, the thing that you're doing now, doesn't have to, we can have more than one purpose in life. And purpose, honestly, is like a human-made concept, I feel. There are things that we enjoy doing, and I do feel like things that present a challenge are amazing for us. Things that, you know, make us feel good, that have an even exchange. We put in skills, talents, efforts, things where we can grow, things that are stimulating for us, but in a way that don't burn us out. It's very hard to find a job like that, you know, perfectly fits. But once you find it, and once you kind of get on like that mental track of like, oh yeah, like this is good for me, whether for now or long term, doesn't really matter. The point is, that in this moment, we are always able to access the Ten of Cups in any type of moment because it's a state of mind, it's a state of the heart. And this is kind of what Spirit is bringing forward is the Seven of Pentacles, even though they're saying you have options, like the Seven of Pentacles is the assessing card. So as you are about to move forward, looking back on all the choices that you've made, what types of things made you happy? What do you think best suited you, and what can you take moving forward? That is going to help you make your choice. That's going to help you for this next phase of your life. Some of you already are walking into a job that's just going to make you feel more powerful because you are financially stable, or it's going to give you a little bit more money than before. I do want to pull one more card to see kind of what we're looking at, and you got 2. Woo! Okay, cool. So they still want to talk about like this new emotional beginning, this 10 of Cups that you're working towards. We have the Ace of Cups and we have the Hermit. So again, with the focal point being the 4 of Swords, this is coming back to yourself. It's almost like you need to return to your own energy and establish better boundaries so that you can figure out, forgetting what the rest of the world says, like if you're somebody who dives into the spiritual community, I mean, even this reading, I mean, like just crumple it up in a freaking paper ball and toss it down the street because you are, like, it's your choice. And if you want to use this reading to help you, that's fine. But don't let any tarot reader, don't let anybody else's energy determine your next steps for you, because then you're giving your power away. You can use it to help highlight what your intuition is already telling you, but don't look for answers in other things. It can help encourage you and it can help inspire you. But that Ace of Cups with that new beginning and then that Hermit, it's almost like you're well off on your own too. So returning to the self, getting reacquainted with your energy so that you can, sometimes we like have other energies surrounding us and we don't realize how wrapped up in these other energies we are until we return to ourselves and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I let that in. Like, you know, somebody who actually talks to spirits on the other side, that happens a lot. When I channel, I'm always in close connection with my guides because like that's my job. Like that's what I do. So it's like, you know, we're very serious about that. But in my waking life, as I'm walking around, if I know that I haven't cleansed my space in a while, because like I apparently, not to talk too much about me, but you know, I talk a lot psychically. There's a lot of energies around my space. Apparently I have a lot of friends on the other side. I wouldn't know in this physical lifetime, but they come to me like they know me and they talk to me. And a lot of them are very sweet. They offer their opinions and it's great to have them as soundboards, but definitely those energies, you know, when you let them in, you can be friends with them, you can talk to them, but then they have to go, you know, so that way you can protect your own peace in your own space. You need to have like clear boundaries, right? So you also have a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. So one of your other earth buddies, I think it was Taurus, had a Virgo as well. But you have the new moon version of this card. So a time to give rather than take. I do feel like this is giving to yourself, and it's almost like this is talking about the exchange from another person. And I really do feel like you need to give to yourself rather than taking the energy from other people. Not like you're draining them, but it's almost like you are taking those opinions and that flipped over, so I'm guessing it wants to be there. But it's almost like you are, like you're picking up morsels of other people's energy without realizing it. And I don't know if it's like when you ask your friends, family, loved ones for advice, or, you know, when you take their energy into consideration when you are about to make big decisions for yourself. It's important to have that support. I'm not saying don't go to your friends. I'm not saying don't go to your support system for that. But make sure you're making like a heart-led decision and you're not, especially if your support system's opinions are drastically different than yours, or if their life view is drastically different than yours. You also, the one that just popped out is New Moon and Ari's Go For It. You have 2 New Moon cards here, which I really like for you. It is indicating a new beginning, which does explain further the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, this is like a new start for a lot of you, just period, like point blank, new start. A new start financially, a new start emotionally to like more abundance. New moon in Aries. Aries is at the beginning of the zodiac. So when you get Aries and a new moon, that is like prime time for new creative beginnings. I mean, with the cups, the pentacles, I always say like with the fire signs, that's like wands energy. So the fact that you have cups, wands, pentacles, you have like almost all of the suits here to indicate a new oh, and you have earth with Virgo. So I mean, like, hello Virgo, new start for like everything. This does feel like entering a new chapter in your in the book of your life, basically. And this card is just saying, go for it. Just, you know, taking the steps. If there's any doubt, I don't feel like there's a lot of doubt, but if you do have some doubts clouding you on making this next choice, Spirit's like, nope, just like take your little leaf blower and blow those clouds of doubt away. Just go for it, you know? Let's see what else we got going on here. Full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. So any areas of change, I'm hearing like-minded individuals will be on your side. So make sure that if you are going to use other support systems, if you're going to use support systems, if you're going to go to other people and like go to advice, make sure that you are connecting with like-minded individuals. If, for example, I believe in like, you know, spirituality, tarot, all this other stuff. I talk to ghosts on the other side, for crying out loud. And I do have people in my life that don't really sync up with that. Am I going to go to them and ask them, those people, the ones that don't believe, for advice on what to do on my spiritual path? No, because they don't get it. But the people in my life that do go into spiritual stuff and understand how this stuff works, I may ask them for their advice on this path because they are like-minded individuals when it comes to the question that I'm presenting. So just keep that in mind. Just understand that it might feel like any type of change is going to feel like a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to have a little bit of tension, and that's okay. Just breathe through it. As the full moon in Scorpio says, Scorpio, like when you have the full moon is an explosion of emotion. It is a very uncomfortable time. I'm hearing the word tight-lipped. Some of you may be tight-lipped about what you're doing, and that's tense because, you know, sometimes you want to be very open about what it is that you're doing, and that's okay. But sometimes, you know, if you're tight-lipped, that's okay, because not everybody is going to fully understand where you're headed, and sometimes it's just better to show them receipts. This is where that Connor Price song comes in. Freaking love Connor Price. I always have, like, I have a playlist of Connor Price to hype me up whenever I'm doing anything. And he has this one song called Receipts, and the lyrics go that often get channeled through just because they're so profound. I think I have them written on a sticky note up on my wall. I don't want to tell them everything I'm going to do. I would rather show them everything that I achieved. I don't want to tell them that I got it without proof. I would rather show them the receipts. And that's the type of energy this is. When I hear you being tight-lipped, it's almost like I will show them the receipts then. You're not succeeding to prove a point to somebody else. You are succeeding for you. You also just happen to have receipts. And you'll be like, yeah, like, you know, if somebody asks you, do you want a receipt? You'll be like, yeah, I'll take it. So then that way you can put it on display if you want. It might be a little bit of like, you know, like a showmanship here towards the end of it. But the core of this is that you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you. And you just happen to be succeeding and achieving on the way, and other people get to see it. So that being said, it's almost like you're tight-lipped around those energies, and that's okay. Go to like-minded individuals for your support, and you will be fine. Virgo, you'll be fine. You have Aries, or I'm sorry, not Aries. I don't know why I said Aries, because you have Aries in this reading. Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. So this is like basically what we're talking about being tight-lipped, again, around energies that don't really vibe with you. We did talk about cleansing your space a little bit, so make sure that you are like, I don't think things are like on the attack or anything. I do think that when you have spiritual energy, especially when, like, I don't know, when God tests me as a psychic or medium, when the universe tests me, I will say that a lot of times when I'm feeling psychically attacked or anything, whatever you do to protect your home, like for me, it is because I am not at peace with something, because you're going to attract the energy that you project or give off. And if you're going through a time of change, it can't be helped sometimes because it feels uncomfortable. You're going to encounter energies that are going to express doubt, whether it be here in the physical with other people, or whether it's going to be spirits on the other side, or whether you're just going to, like, you know, have weird dreams about, like, you know, things doubting you, or like having nightmares about something. And don't be afraid of your mind. Don't be afraid of spirits. Don't be afraid of the other side. That's not what this reading is about. You hold all the power here. just understand that when this card comes up, it's usually needing to come back home to yourself because there is something out of balance. Because if you put yourself out there and you feel strained and you're not really ready to present yourself to the world, it's almost like your mind will start attacking itself. Like, just because that's just human nature. Like, if we're not feeling our best, then we do tend to veer on the side of negativity. We do doubt ourselves and doubt our dreams. It's a very human thing. It's very natural. So coming back to yourself and kind of restoring yourself to restore your hope. Because if your physical body is lacking in some way, and again, with Virgo, Virgo does rule health. It rules, I think, the 6th house, and that has to do with health habits. So coming back to the self, giving to your body, making sure that all of your needs are met, and, again, I feel like finances are like a good bracket to, like, your life in general, of like having finances, like, makes you feel good. It makes you feel powerful. It's like, okay, like, now that I'm making more money, I feel more safe. Like, I feel good. Money isn't everything, but it's that energetic exchange. Like, money is just energy, so having that, it does feel good. It does feel good. It's something that we need here in the physical world. So, like, it just adds to it. So I do feel like this is only a temporary thing. I don't think that you need to spend your energy like, oh my God, I gotta sage my home. Oh my gosh, I gotta put crosses up on the doors. Whatever you do, you don't have to go crazy on the rituals, because it's all like, just tend to your own peace. Just tend to your own peace for a while. That's all you have to do. And if you want to do rituals, if your rituals make you feel better, and if it makes you feel at peace, go for it. For me, it's yoga, and I like the smell. I like the cleansing of energies, and I will use tools to help, like, smoke out the place if I have to. It makes me feel good, and spiritually, I do feel like it does something, especially when I start using my Reiki symbols on, like, the doorways and such. Like, it does feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm letting higher vibrations in. So that being said, do what you do what makes you feel good. I just don't want you to, like, get into a space of fear, right, over this, like, oh gosh, I have to spend all my energy. No, because then you're not replenishing yourself. You are acting out of fear, and it's not really doing anything when you do that, right? You also have first breath, beginner's mind. So with all of these aces, with all of these indications of new beginnings with the new moons, everything that we've talked about so far, this makes sense. First breath, beginner's mind. You can't really take past notions, past disagreements, past issues into the present, because they no longer apply. This is a new, fresh start, so it's almost like you have to walk in with the Fool's energy, kind of like this new beginning. You need to come in with a new, fresh mind. And beginner's mind offers a sense of curiosity. And if you're not curious, then you can't really take in new opportunities, because you're not as open to viewing them. You don't want to look at things with, from a past perspective. You want to take that wisdom and that intuition with you, but it is important to be open to miracles, be open to possibility, because this is fresh. This is unlike anything that you've experienced before. Know the signs, know the red flags when you see them, but it's almost like that's the thing. I want to be careful with this card, because it's not like you're naive about it, and it's not presenting the energy of being naive, but you're going in open-minded without expectation. You know what to watch out for. You know how to protect yourself. And this is what's going to keep you going. This is what's going to keep you hopeful in like the strand of events that are going to take place here in the next few months with this new beginning, right? So we're going to roll the dice and see if there's any other messages for you, Virgo. You have 793. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray, and I'll always read these messages twice. Your goals and aspirations require more time, patience, energy, and commitment to manifest. Take more time for prayer, meditation, and spiritual connection, and you will reap the benefits. And I feel like this is renewing hope and faith. So especially if you are taking on a new financial adventure, and I'm really getting I'm hearing trust your intuition on this. For some of you, like, the symbol that's coming through, it doesn't have to apply to your situation directly, but it's almost like you're taking a position or a financial opportunity in the interim of something that you really want to do, because you're recognizing it takes more time, or recognizing that you want to get to a certain point, or you want to get promoted to a certain point, but you're like, oh snap, like, I'm going to have to, like, go through, like, a ton of more schooling to get there. So you're not 100% happy with where you're at, but again, it's like you're understanding that happiness is within, and it's from the mind. So understanding that gain your happiness through the journey, through working on your goals to get there. Their happiness is not going to line the destination, but I feel like you know this already. Reading this one more time. Your goals and aspirations require more time, patience, energy, and commitment to manifest. Take more time for prayer, meditation, and spiritual connection, and you will reap the benefits. And again, that's going back to the Four of Swords of coming back to yourself, the Hermit energy we were talking about, reconnecting with your own energy, reestablishing those boundaries, improving your connection with the divine. That way you can understand the best steps forward for you. That being said, Virgo, I hope this helped. That was your reading. If this resonated with you in any way, go ahead, like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment down below if you still feel called to. It really does help the channel grow. And I love seeing how these readings apply to you guys. Let me see what else. If you wanted to learn tarot, I make postings on my Instagram and then also my Facebook page. I will link my Facebook down below if I can. And that talks about each individual tarot card. We go in depth. I post maybe a few times a week, and we talk about, like, I don't know, I'll do like the Ace of Wands, and I'll pull like Ace of Wands from many different decks, and we'll compare them. I talk about not the traditional meaning, so you can get those anywhere, but I talk about the specific things that I've channeled with that card, with various cards of that sort. And then I also offer personal readings. So that is, if you follow the link down below, www.amandanardozzi.com. That's the only place where I offer readings. I will never reach out to you and solicit a reading for money. Like, that's not, absolutely not. Like, we're not doing that. But yeah, so that being said, I think that was everything. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. As you know, if you've been here, I post weeklies, I post collectives in between, so keep an eye out for those as well. And I don't know, that being said, I look forward to seeing you next time. I love you, I love you, I love you. Bye-bye.